All right, welcome, kings and queens. It is a late night adult conversation, y'all. Tonight we are letting it all out. No filter, no cap. We just talking. But before I get this party started, I know some of you are probably in bed. I appreciate you checking in if you're on East Coast time. And for those on Central Standard Time, I appreciate you hanging in there with me. If you could just give me a one in the chat and let me know I'm coming through clear, honey, we will waste no time and get this conversation started. We are talking all things Black women today. I see you, Gen X Creative. Elizabeth James, Astute. Hold on. Astute Be Queen. Okay. Janet Jenkins, Joy S. Pig, Mrs. P. Williams, SBQ, EBSQ, Miss V, Lisa Girl. I see all of y'all in the house, y'all. Let me drop this link in the chat because, honey, we're going to start off. We're going to get this party started right. Okay. So I dropped the link in the chat. If you want to come up, come on up, honey, because we're about to talk. And let me tell y'all what I did. For the first time in my life, y'all know I'm a wine or a champagne girl, right? Look what I did. Child, I made me a lemon drop for tonight's conversation. So if you're going to be joining me, go ahead and click that link. We talking about a lot of shit tonight. I already got, dang, y'all piled up in the back. Come on in, honey. This is a grown folks conversation. It might get hot, it may get heated, but we all good over here. It's going to be no filter, no chase. So we're going to say what we need to say and get it off our chest when it comes to all things. And the title tonight is, are Black women being groomed to struggle? Oh, wait. Are Black women being groomed to struggle? When we think about all of the things that are hitting the news, Shirley Strawberry, Letitia, Marceau Scott, Tyler Perry had the nerves to fix his mouth. Honey, and said, listen, Black women, and not just any Black women, but high-earning Black women, those high-value women. He said, listen, ladies, pimping ain't easy. And if you are a high-value Black woman, and if you are one of those Black women that make a lot of money, you may as well get comfortable with the fact that you are not going to find a man that makes the same amount as you. So this is what Tyler Perry said. He said, listen, ladies, if he can pay the light bill, that's good enough. What are your thoughts? Let's bring up the panel in the back. Welcome to the stage, Mildred. I see you. Good evening, Queen.
Good Queen.
Are we choppy on the audio?
No, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, cool. Hey, welcome to the stage, Journey to Jasmine, coming hot out the box, baby. She said, I disagree with him.
100.
Welcome to the stage, Astute Queen B.
Good evening, Queens. Good evening.
All right, good evening. And Gen X, holding it up in the rear. Welcome to the stage, Queen.
Hello, beautifuls. Hello.
Hello. Are y'all ready to talk?
Yes.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. Look, we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. We got people tuned in from all over. I appreciate y'all. This was done on purpose because I wanted a late night conversation, maybe an hour, about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. We just going to touch and go. Ladies, if you can, I need you to limit your comments to 2 minutes or less. If you find yourself going down that rabbit hole, I need you to jerk yourself out, wake yourself up, because we got a lot of ish to talk about tonight. We're going to come out the gate hot and heavy. Let me pull it up because I don't want to misquote Mr. Tyler Perry. I want you to hear it for yourself, and I am going to play the video. Do y'all need the video, or are you familiar with what that Negro said?
I'm familiar with that foolishness.
What about in the chat? Are y'all good to go in the chat? Y'all know what he said? Y'all need a reminder? Where are we at with that?
You might as well go on the show, reminder. Some of us might didn't see it.
EBSQ says, yes, we are. It's big. It's a bigger plan to not strengthen the power we already have. We have already engaged money. You're going to have to, hold on. That's too much now. EBSQ, you're going to have to come on up. Okay. Talking out loud says, yeah. Okay, so everybody's familiar with it. Oh, Penny wants to be reminded. So let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Okay, got it. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. You know what? I want to start with something. I want to start with something else before we go to Tyler Perry. I want to start with ladies. Oh, I want to start with us. Sexuality. How much is too much? How many bodies is too much for a woman? And let me do this. I saw this come through on Instagram, and I want to cover it just real quick. Y'all ready?
Oh
Let me
yeah.
know when y'all
Yeah,
can see
go
it.
for it.
Yep.
Okay, can y'all see this? Can you see it? Yes or no? Real quick.
No.
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 Oh, you
Okay.
can't?
Yes.
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 Okay,
Clearly.
it's coming up now.
All right, here we go.
I've had sex with 35 guys. Okay.
Whew. Oh Lord.
Isn't
Woo.
the word. So if I'm judged for
Anybody
having,
else need a shot of this?
if
One more
I'm
time.
judged for having great taste,
We are in the bar, so help yourself. We got this for the next hour. Woo.
For those of you that missed it, one more time.
okay.
Whew. Oh Lord.
She said she's had sex
Impressive isn't
With
the
35 men.
word.
with 35
So if
guys.
I'm judged for
Anybody
having,
else need a shot of this?
Are
She
we
crazy.
is that you? How much is too much for a woman? I'm gonna start with you, Gen X. Hold on, we got somebody coming in. How much is and if there's men in the chat, come on up. How much is too much? If you
It's-
know, for the number that you know about.
I'm gonna be honest. I just don't really. I don't care. Like mine is mine isn't a lot. So
Okay, what's the lie? Okay, give me men to max for a woman,
I think that a
like a pay
minimum.
scale.
Yeah, I think that minimum would be in your lifetime 4. I think that a max would be 8.
Okay, let me go to EBSQ. We talking body counts. We not talking about what they don't know. We're talking about what a woman admits. What's too much?
You mean like
She's got us
sexually?
stopped.
You mean sexually?
Yeah.
It's sexually.
Um, I've never been asked that question before.
That's a good one.
What's too much? I think that if you practice safe sex, I don't think there is a limit to me.
Okay.
That's my
See,
answer.
that's why. You know what? That's why I love y'all. I told y'all there's no filter tonight.
None.
As long okay, so we got 4. We got men 4 from Gen X, max 8. EBSQ said, "Listen, girl, if you know how to manage your vagina and keep it right and keep it tight, there is no max when it comes to a body count." Mildred, hold on, Eileen. What you mean, damn? We keep it honest over here. He said, damn. Okay, Mildred. When it comes to body counts for a woman, we're not talking about was she hot? What she keeps the cards that she keeps closely to her chest. Body count, the number that she says out loud. What's too much?
It doesn't matter. I don't think there is a number. Whatever she feels comfortable with. If she's being responsible, she's not hurting herself or no one, and practicing her kegels, and she keeping that thing jam tight, jam up and jelly tight. There's no number. There's no number. Do you,
Okay,
girl? Flag fly.
Mhm.
okay. Astute Queen Bee. What's too much when it comes
Okay.
to a woman and her chastity?
Okay. Well, I kind of have an old school theory with that. Um, Me myself, I believe because I waited until I was in love with somebody. So to me, as far as a woman telling what her body count is, she can have a high body count, but you ain't supposed to tell all your business. It's some stuff you take with you to the grave. So the most that a woman should say to a man, because their egos are very short and little, No pun intended. So sometimes you have to stroke their ego a little bit and lower that number down. Because if you don't, they're gonna look at you as somebody that's just fast and easy, and a lot ain't what they looking for, unless they just looking for a good time.
Mm.
Okay, so let me ask you this. For that, I don't do y'all know how old is Brittany Renner? I'm gonna give her a good 33.
No, she's not that old. I think Brittany's like in her 20s. She's from Mississippi, from my home state. She's not that old. She's actually younger than that.
Then
She
that's a
is.
lot of body count for that young of age.
Okay. Okay, I want to ask y'all, for her age, is that a high body considering what's going on in the world?
Oh,
And
she's
damn near
30.
what you can get on the internet. Is 35 a high body count for a Brittany Renner?
To me, it is.
Okay. Mildred.
No, it's just relative. For what I've seen and on working in some of the fields I've been in, no, it's kind of average actually.
Okay. EBSQ.
Mm.
I don't think so. That's her business.
Okay. Some lovely day say she think 31 is the top. You, don't go higher than 31. Uppity says it's none of their damn business what we
Facts.
do. Okay. I feel like I'm leaving somebody out. Who am I leaving out on this panel? On the end. Let me see. Who is that? Gen X. Did you answer?
Oh no, I honestly, because just of her lifestyle and the people, the environment she was around, I don't think that's a lot actually. And she's 31. You were right, Queen Sheba. She's 31.
Oh, that's a good question. Georgia wants to know how many people did the 35 sleep with? Does it matter? Does it matter how many men a woman, how many men a woman has had if she's safe? Does it really matter, ladies? Does it
I,
change your DNA, your psychological profile when it comes to when you want to become a wife? Does it change or it is what it is?
I don't think it matters. And I think that it's just another like I think it's just something in my opinion that was just created again to try to justify, in my opinion, the way men navigate when they're dating or when they're out here in the streets, right? So it's like they can go out and they can sleep with whomever. And I think that they want to know a woman's body count because when they dog her out, they could say, well, you know what, you was for the streets anyway. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of women go into situations kind of being right there with that situation and not thinking about the before whatever. So they're still looking to be married or in a committed relationship. I just think that it's a way for men to get out of committing, to be honest.
Would a woman be better off lying if she had a high body count, in your
um
opinion? Who wants
uh
to go first?
Tony Gaskins actually just talked about this, and he says that if a man asks you about your body count, you let him know that is, you don't tell him like in a rude way, that's none of his business. But he's like, you don't tell a man your body count, because I mean, at the end of the day, if a man, and this is something that Country Wayne said too in a recent video. He was like, I don't care about who you were with before me or after me or how many people, because truthfully, if you're looking for something particular and specific, man, don't nobody want to know about who you was with or whatever. Of course, you kind of want to make sure you're safe with your partner when you go to that point of unprotected, but that I think that's just kind of whack because you don't never get the truth anyway. So I mean, I think it's kind of whack, honestly.
And
Okay,
if I must just
hold on
say
real
one
quick.
thing,
For those of you in the
I
chat, for those of you in the chat, is a woman better off lying, concealing the truth, and telling the truth when it comes to her sexual diversity? Go
yeah, I feel
ahead.
like they got
Let's
that
do
right.
Queen Bee.
What I was getting ready to say is, I'm not just saying that women in high body counts are a mess. I believe
Yeah,
men in body counts are a mess because men are just doing things to do things, be so they can get away with it. It's not because they're so attached to this person or they want to be with that person. They just using women as a stepping stool and to say, "Oh, I got her," or he has a problem and he don't want to control it. Kind of sound like what's that man name? Horace Scott. But anywho, Um,
Oh, let me
yeah,
tell them about hold on, let me give them background. Maurice Scott is a fellow on a reality show that admitted, right, when we talking about concealing the truth or lying, he admitted that he had 6 women in one day. Period.
Jesus.
Period. So, go ahead.
that's why I say I hold men and women both accountable. I don't think it's no worse for women, but I also know that some women that think like me, we all think differently. I think there are sometimes things that some women will go too far with just somebody that that's their boyfriend, and they have nothing left really to give or share for the first time with their mate that they marry. That's just my thought.
Okay. I want to transition as we gear up for the Tyler Perry conversation. Ladies, yes or no? Is a woman more than her vagina?
Absolutely.
So who said that?
I did, Mildred.
Mildred. Okay. EBSQ, is a woman more than her vagina?
Definitely. But I think it depends on what man you ask that to as well. Because I think that we as women know that, but I think that some of these men don't.
That's a good call out. Gen X.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Astute Queen B.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
what's the problem, y'all? What's the misconnect? If we're more than our vagina, what's the problem? Who's misunderstanding? Where's the miscommunication?
The male
Where's the
species,
disconnect?
that's the disconnect. Male species, because they don't understand women. They don't take the time to understand who we are as people instead of just thinking that's all we're good for. There are too many women in this world that will beat the brakes off a man in a heartbeat in so many different levels. But there's sometimes men, they focus on one thing. They don't use the brain that God gave them. They use the other head and they don't use common sense. That's what keep them in trouble all the time.
All right. Anybody else want to add on?
Yeah, I think the disconnect is actually, I think it's a lot of different things. I think the disconnect is when it comes sometimes to ego. So if a woman is attracted to a man, and if maybe there's another woman in the picture, sometimes it can be, I want to use what I have because obviously the exterior is not enough to try to pull that man from that other woman. I'm not saying every woman. I think that there is a lot of social pressure. I also think that there are times, and I'll just say this, that sometimes you don't even go into an interaction with a male to actually have sex and to be physical. And I think that there are times when it does get physical, and just speaking personally, honestly, it gets physical, and you know that it was it wasn't invited. But for me, honestly, my thought process was I was at fault because I put myself in that position. And then I think there's just social pressures, and really even the over sexualization of young girls, and the way that young girls are reared, and the way that they see other girls and women, and the way we're pushing all of that. I think that sexuality is just built in to the rearing of young girls to women, and then it's really pressed upon us from men when it comes to being attractive. And so we allow them to kind of cross lines, I think, with maybe touching or comments. And even though you may not be comfortable, even like with YKOsaurus and Sukiyana, and the way he came to her at that table at the Floyd Mayweather event, it's like, even though it wasn't invited, it's somehow like there's this thing where sometimes we don't want to say, we're uncomfortable saying no, I think.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me make sure damn, I forgot my thought. Next person. Oh, I know what it is. Is it that young girls are sexually overt, or is it that older women have become prudes as the world turns?
No, I think I
I'm just
actually had. I had this conversation with a young girl
And
who
this could
works
be
for
for anybody
Facebook.
on the panel. It's not just for you, Gen X. It's for anybody on the
Okay.
panel too that wants to jump in. I'm sorry, I didn't want to make it feel like I was just directing that to you. This is an
No,
open conversation,
yes,
lady.
ma'am.
Oh, I was gonna let her speak, but
Go,
Go ahead,
I
Gen X.
think
no, go
young
ahead. Go.
women are over sexualized, and it's everywhere, so you can't not see it. See, when I was younger, it wasn't that bad. I'm an old head, so I'm
Mhm.
55, so it wasn't that bad. But more and more, as the years have progressed, clothes have been coming off. Their language is even worse than the men. I have a sailor mouth, but women are not carrying themselves. And I'm not saying all women. It's a lot of rappers, young rappers, and these young girls. I don't know where their heads are at or what they're talking about. But their outfit and attire does not say ladylike. And that is not something I would, if I had a little girl, I would want her to follow.
But are
No
women?
ma-
That's the thing. That's what I'm asking. Are men looking for ladies, or are men looking for sex?
Men are
That's
looking for
two things.
sex. That's all they looking for. They looking for sex. You may catch a few out of 10 that's really looking for something serious. But the rest of them, they just looking to run the streets and do whatever they want to do. And the two of them out of that last that's left might even already be married. So
Ooh,
you know,
review hour.
it's always a
Welcome.
mess.
What are your thoughts, Queen?
Hold up. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it. There we go. Sorry about that.
You cool. You're straight.
Yes, yes. Hello, everybody. uh,
Welcome.
Good
Welcome.
evening, Queen.
hey, you asked the question about where the disconnect is, and my answer to that, at least one of my answers, is it starts from the upbringing. In some cases, you think about as far as and as far as the disconnect in knowing if the woman is more than her vagina. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
is a
thinking of.
woman more than her vagina? And if she's more than her vagina, where's the disconnect? Do you think men are looking for
Oh, yeah.
ladies, or are men looking for
Well,
sex?
well, I think the disconnect can sometimes come from the upbringing because sometimes women are raised that they are their vagina. In other words, say for instance, if you're sleeping with that man, you better get him to do something for you. So, some young ladies are brought up that way. You are your vagina. If you're giving your vagina away, you better get something, for it, or you better get something. You better make sure he pays you for it.
So
You
should a woman just sleep with a man without receiving anything? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it goes back to the question that you asked: are you more than your vagina?
No,
Do
look, I'm digging deep tonight. It's one of them adult conversations. So
uh,
you're saying some women are being raised to
mhm,
where it should be transactional, right?
yes.
What's outside of it being transactional? What's the other choice? Should she just, if she likes them, sleep with them and hope it works, and if not, on to the next one?
No, I think that you have to know. You should know that you don't have to sleep with someone in order for them to be nice or do something nice for you. But
But when it comes
you have
to
to have that
sex,
mentality.
but when it comes to sex,
Hmm.
what gives? Because
Can
if
I,
she
can I say
doesn't want
something?
anything and she gets I'm trying to go deep, a little bit deeper.
Yes. Well, I guess the woman has to be willing to lose out. If she wants to take that stand that she is more than her vagina.
Okay.
What
Uh,
that's just my opinion as far as if you have been brought up that way to look at your vagina as something like as you say, something transact. Are
How
we with?
should how should a woman conduct herself? So if some women are brought up that, hey, listen, if you're in a relationship with the man, there should be some type of understanding. If you're cooking and cleaning for him and you sleeping with him, um
Better get something back in return.
yeah, so that's what I'm trying to get you to go deeper a little bit. So are you saying a good girl is one that'll do that without any expectation? The review hour from a man? Hey, they
I'm not.
saying we need some millennials up here. Well, come on up. I'm dropping a link.
Mm, Not
Well,
all women will.
Well, I
Review
guess
hour. They want you to explain.
okay. Well, I guess my opinion is that if you know who you are, yes, sex is part of a relationship in most cases. But it shouldn't be looked at, excuse me, as I got to give this man something in order for him to do something for me. Or, excuse me, I
Somebody got
whenever
a
I
lot of
talk,
background. Everybody mute up if you're not talking. We got a little feedback going on. I want to make sure we hear all of you very clearly. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. I guess what I'm saying is that you shouldn't feel that I have to give up sex in order for this person to do something nice for me. That because some women believe that if you go out on a date, it's like if I don't sleep with him, he's not going to ask me out for a second date. Some women are built, their mentality is built that way. They feel that they have to give something in order to get something back. And sometimes that's sex. Like I better sleep with this man if I want him to pay a bill. So that's, I guess that's where I'm coming from. Yeah, if you're in a relationship with someone, there should be conversation and an understanding of what the expectations are. If we're going to sleep together, then this comes with all of that. If we sleep with each other, not that if I sleep with you, if we sleep with each other, then what comes with that? Is a long-term relationship, is that part of it? you know uh will we build something? If we both sleep together, are we going to build something from that? Will we get married? All of that is conversation, but I don't think a woman should, if she feels that she's more than her vagina, that should not be up for uh for sale, per
Okay.
se, in order to
Okay.
get something back,
That's fair.
even if it's
Maritha, welcome to the stage. We are talking women. We talking, and we're going to move on to Tyler Perry in just a second, y'all. After we get Maritha and we go to Ladon. Okay, we're talking about women and sex. How much is too much when it comes to a body count? Any one of them that you want to tackle? Are men really looking for a lady, or are they looking for sex? And should a woman expect anything from a man if she engages with him sexually? And I think Maritha, you dropped. So Ladon, we're going to go to you and then come back to Maritha. Ladon.
You hear me? Sorry.
Okay, you cool. You good.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Hi, Queen. Um,
Hey.
with the body count, I think, that is something personal because certain people, depending on their lifestyle, do certain things for a reason, right? So, but I do think people should keep their business to themselves. That's not nothing, you know, like I get the times change, but some things still should be set in stone, like the Ten Commandments. Like I feel like your morals and values shouldn't waver. You know what I mean? Um, I get times change, but we got to keep some things that should stay intact. So I don't feel like they should be asking those questions. It don't got nothing to do with what we doing now. As long as we're on the same page going forward, that's all that counts. So that's how I feel about the body count
What
thing.
does that mean? The same page. As long as we're on, what does that mean?
Meaning me and you are going to be exclusive, or are we in an open relationship? Whatever we decide moving forward with each other. Other
Exactly.
than that, before me and you met each other or whatever, it has no bearings on you or me. You know what I mean? Unless you're bringing that person into our mess now. That's when it becomes, wait a minute, now you've been dealing with some crazies and I ain't got no time for this or whatever. But other than that, what I did before you or what you did before me, to a certain degree, is going to be how I move and how I choose to move, and if I'm willing to accept certain things. You know what I mean?
All right.
So, but as far as men, I mean the being over sexualized and stuff like that, I was also raised that You don't be giving up your stuff for nothing, right? But at the same time, I was also raised, you can be as beautiful as you want, but beauty don't pay them bills. Beauty ain't gonna get you but so far. So at the same time, we have to be able to use all the other things, the other values that we were raised with, and be able to maneuver and switch up when need be. That's going to benefit our growth, or with staying true to ourselves in a situation like that for me. And I'm 50 years old. um and as far as the man wanting basically the freak, it sadly to say, the man is greedy. He wants both. He wants the wife that's strong and that, is at home and taking care of the kids. And then he wants the freak too. So he either corners the women to change and do things that she's not regularly, normally wanting to do, and she does it just to please him, or he goes out there and finds it, you know, and it's not fair, but it's a lot of pressure on women. I remember dating this guy, and I don't be doing BJs. That's not my thing, right? And he had a nerve to throw it up in my face one day like that was a bad thing.
Wait a minute. Was he your husband or was he just dating you?
No, me and him, we was together for a long time.
And he
This was
wanted you
like,
to do regular blowjobs.
yes. And
Okay.
I was like, that just wasn't my thing. So it was like, you was lucky if you got it on Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So one day in an argument, years down the line, he threw that up in my face, like, you can't even give a blowjob. I said, you act like that's a bad thing. I ain't no professional BJ. I shouldn't know how to do it right. Like, that's not an insult to me. You know what I'm saying? But I stayed true to myself. I just wasn't gonna, that's just not my thing. You ain't gonna force it on me. But we was together for some years. The lifestyle broke us apart, drugs and jail. I just, was on a different path. So that's what broke us apart. But I say that to say there's a lot of women that don't have the self-esteem that are willing to allow those men to back them in corners and make them make decisions and do things that they would never do before. Threesomes and stuff. That wasn't, when I was coming up, that wasn't even thought of. You wasn't even mentioning stuff like that. When we went to clubs, we went to the R&B club, we dressed a certain way. We went to the Jamaican club, we dressed a certain way. We went to church, we dressed a certain way. We went to we had different outfits for different things. Now everything is stripper gear.
Hold that
Everything is
thought. Hold on, LaDawn. Let me ask the rest of the ladies real quick.
okay, sorry.
Ladies, no, you're good. You're good. I just want to make sure I stir it up a little bit. Do you all feel from your experience that men want women to audition sexually to become a wife before wifing her up? Do men even care about the courting phase, or is it just a sexual audition?
I
EBSQ.
believe it's, I believe it's 50-50. Because some men don't feel like if they slept with you in the first night, they'll think, oh, she slept with me the first night. She think sleep with anybody in the first night. So she ain't mama material. But you can take a woman home, meet your mama. She's sweet as pie in front of your mama. But to take her behind back home and she crazy as all hell,
So do
then your
you
mama
think
gonna like her.
that's what they want? Do you think while men are courting you, they're really auditioning you sexually, or are they courting you to marry you?
They're courting you, I believe, again, so they can pick and choose who sexually satisfies them. They probably got one or two other women on the side, maybe, and see what is out there. Because nobody wants to buy a car. They just looking at it as pretty from the outside. They don't even know how the engine and stuff work. So I think a lot of men look at it like a motorcycle or a bike.
Ooh.
Just from men that I know.
That's a good example. Mildred, what are your thoughts?
I think they're definitely seeing if they're going to still have that spark, still be attracted to you sexually in the long run. I think they definitely want a woman that presents well and that has other qualities that they deem are good qualities, but they want that freak in the bed. They do. They want both.
No, but which
I
one is it
agree.
really, y'all? We got to give some answers. They're looking for answers in the chat. We can't dance around it.
I,
In
I,
Can I
your
say
honest
something?
opinion,
I
are
don't.
men
I don't
I,
auditioning?
think.
Come on, Mildred, finish that up. In your honest opinion, y'all, are these men looking for ladies? Why are they auditioning you for sex based on your experience? How long you've dated men without getting a ring?
sexually, because if you whip it on him, you pee whip him real good, you can have him doing anything.
It's sexual. It's sexual for men.
No, I
It's
don't think. I don't
sexual.
think it's
I,
sexual. I don't think it's
We got
sexual.
two sexual. We have who said it's not sexual?
FQ. I don't think it's sexual.
Okay, we got one that's not sexual. Maritha, we're gonna bring you up on this topic. Are they looking? Are men out there auditioning women for sex? Or are they really looking for a wife, based on your
It could
experience?
be it could be a mixture of both. You know, if they could find everything they're looking for, I believe in one woman, then that might cut down on the amount of women they have and the amount of women that they take to see their moms. A man likes someone that he can show off, and but then he likes someone that can meet or exceed his sexual prowess. So for me, it could be like a mixture. He could be
But
looking for
that's
both
pick
of the
one. We
same
pick one,
one.
y'all. We're not going safe tonight.
Well, the way that the world is shaped right now, it's like you never know what a man wants and what a woman wants because sometimes neither one knows exactly what it is they want themselves.
Okay,
So
let me
with
put it
me,
this way. After you've been
okay.
with them for a while, what do they constantly talk about?
Mm. Well, I
Sex.
know they for
But
me
that,
on my
but
end, they not talking
men have.
about the sex because I'm confident within myself to know that the sex is good. I know mine
Right,
is.
Maritha.
I can't speak for nobody
That's
else. I
right.
know
Sex
mine
won't
is.
keep
And I
anybody.
know
That's the
I am
thing.
not going to be with a man. I am not going to be with a man long, no, over 2 or 3 years, and we're just dating. Because a man and a woman know exactly when they want to get married when they are in a relationship. And yes, sex is a big part of a relationship, but it's not the biggest part of a relationship. Like for me, I can only speak for myself. If the sex is not meeting up to my standards, it's all about my happiness at that point. Because if I am not happy in it and it's not good to me, I'm not wasting your time, and
Or mine.
I'm definitely not going to waste my time. So either we're going to talk about it and get it straight, or I'm leaving because I don't want to be bothered like that. When you're having sex with someone, you're giving yourself, and I'm not going to be giving you all of me, and I ain't getting all of you.
So let
I
me ask
think,
So,
you this.
yeah,
I'm gonna open it up, Maritha, because you didn't, you lit the match, and it's a good fire. It's warm. Ladies, are you comfortable, or have you been comfortable critiquing a man and letting
ooh, I
him
don't
know
have no
you got to step
problem
it
with
up?
that. I
I'm
don't have no
comfortable with it.
problem with that.
Okay,
I don't have a
Ladon.
problem with it.
I never had a problem with that either.
Okay,
Still don't.
EBSQ. Have you been comfortable verbally critiquing a man in the bedroom?
Yes, I've been
Hmm.
comfortable and it's been very receptive.
And sometimes you don't have to verbally critique a man. You can shift him while you're in the act. And when you're
Tell him, Maritha.
shifting,
Tell him.
you let him know, okay, and
mm-hmm,
you shifting and you say, oh yeah, that's it,
mm-hmm,
right there.
mm-hmm.
So
Real
he
Okay,
good.
good.
understands if I do it that way, she gonna enjoy it. And if I do it this
Mm-hmm,
way, she gonna be crazy. And if I do
mm-hmm.
it that way, she gonna be falling the ceiling. So you can say it without
Without
verbally
saying it.
saying it.
Got that
Right,
part.
And then
Maurice.
you have some men that's so arrogant, they would say, "Well, how was it?" And then them the type of men that you would have to say, "Oh, it was good, it was good." But those are the ones that you can't really tell them that they wasn't good because they have fragile egos. But
Mm.
a real man would
Left
want
it
to
up.
know how to please you. And for
Mhm.
me, I'm a sexual being, and I let them know this is what gets me off, and this is what get me off. And if you got a problem, I have no hangups. The only hang up I have about with sex is what I have about sex. And if that scares the man off, then you're not the one for me. But if you can meet me where I am and I can meet you I have learned from the men that I've been with. They taught me this is what I like. So if a man can tell you what they like, you have the right to tell them what you like, what you want, and what you
True.
expect.
Hold
Absolutely.
on, Simone. So you better be doing all that after marriage. Simone, are you married? Come on up here. Simone got some good comments tonight. Look, so Travel One said, "Where's the marriage in all of this? Is marriage the goal?" And I accidentally took it down. Travel One says, "Where is marriage in all of this? Is marriage a requirement? Why give a man what he wants?" Let's go to it. Let's get into it. I am going to share this Tyler Perry video and let's talk about it. Let's talk about the marriage component. Let me share my screen really quickly. Let me know when y'all can see it, and we are going to go there. Can y'all see? Can y'all see
Yeah, I
this?
see it coming up.
All
It's
right,
coming.
here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can y'all hear it?
Mm.
Listen, a lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In the in our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men. Right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job, and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money. All I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff. You can the light bill, baby. You can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Listen,
All right, let's talk about it. Tyler Perry
Ooh,
says,
child. Oh,
we talking about it in the
oh.
chat. He said
Queen,
he's
did you see the whole
y'all see
interview?
me? I feel like my okay, there we go. I feel like my okay, can y'all see me? My computer went out.
Yes, we
Yeah.
can see you.
Yeah.
Okay, let me welcome the newbies to the stage. Hershey 85, welcome. And my Asia.
Yes, ma'am. My Asia, I may.
Okay. Oh,
Hi,
my
ladies.
I may welcome, welcome. Hershey, welcome.
Hi.
Oh.
You
Thank you
ladies
for
want to, I'm going to
having
give
me.
you 30 seconds to get your thoughts out before we do a roundtable discussion about the Tyler Perry comment. What's on your mind, my Asia? I may.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm the one that put the millennial comment in the chat, so I'm representing the millennials.
Woo!
But
Welcome. We love it.
Welcome, welcome.
um thank you. I'm a
All
little
right.
nervous,
We got
ladies.
some young girls up here.
Okay, I'm a little nervous, ladies. Please bear
Don't
with
be
me.
nervous.
So about you said Tyler Perry topic, right?
Whatever you
So
want to, you got 30 seconds to freestyle, and then we're going to go to Tyler Perry.
okay, so the Brittany Renner thing, I think that 30 is a little excessive. Just because I believe in soul ties and you don't is different from men and women view sex differently. I kind of think that Brittany Renner is the Corinne Steffens of our generation, or at least she's attempting to be. I think she's doing it for financial gain, basically. And I also think she has daddy issues and she's broken. So that's my thought on Brittany Renner. But I do believe that we are in a new age where women are being more free with their sexuality. However, there should still be a limit. You still need to conduct yourself a certain way, even behind closed doors. And sleeping with random people is, I don't think it'll ever be okay. I don't think so. Not in this time, even though we have the female rappers coming out and they're very sexualized and things like that. Still, even though that's music, but in real everyday life, most of us are professionals, college students, and things like that. We're not really moving about. Neither like that. Neither is my friend group. So that's how I felt about the Brittany Renner situation.
That's refreshing to know. I'm glad you came up here. We appreciate you. Hang
I
tight.
love
Don't
it.
go
I
anywhere.
love it.
Don't go
Love it.
anywhere. Hershey 85, you're up next. We want to give you about 30 seconds to kind of share your thoughts before we move on to the Tyler Perry topic.
Okay.
Welcome, Queen.
Well, hi, ladies. How are you?
Good,
Better
good.
than you.
Hi.
I'm good. I'm good. It's been a little minute since I've been on a panel, but this conversation kind of intrigued me a little bit. You know, I just turned 38 years old, and so this past Tuesday, and I when I was listening to the Brittany Reynolds thing, I come to realize something of myself. Like, I haven't had that many partners. Don't get me wrong, because I just was raised old school. You know, my mom was born in 1949, and she had me when she was grown, grown. So it was always a woman can't do everything a man can do. That's what I was raised on. But now that I get older, and I see how some of that, I mean, most of that is true, but the way it was pigeonholed to us that we, you know, we had to be good girls and we had to do this, we can't do this, we had to be prissy about that. And it's like, now I'm grown, it's like, if you can't get the job done, I can get it from somewhere else. I ain't got to sit here and be, you know, miserable and don't have the big O. You know, it was like I was like 31 until I realized it can make your eyes roll in the back of your head. That's awful. You know, that's awful. So, I mean, I get, you know, a lot of the women are being more free with their sexuality. And it's like, why can I not do it when a man does it all the time? But I agree with the previous call, the one before me. It's a lot of soul ties in it. I just don't believe in casual sex, no. But I'm not finna stay in no like relationship and I'm not getting satisfied. I'm just not gonna do that.
All right. I love it. I love it. We got a couple of people that's trying to get in. Y'all wait. I'm going to recycle the panel. Give us about 5 minutes to get through and let everybody speak their minds, and then we'll recycle the panel. I see y'all trying to get in, but we are full right now. Hang tight. We will drop the link, and I promise you, we'll let you in. I promise you. All right, ladies, time to talk. And anybody else that want to come up, men, you are welcome because I know y'all in the bushes. Hell of a conversation. Tyler Perry says, listen, ladies, particularly black women, y'all are making
Mm.
a lot of money, a whole lot of money. If you find a man that is working and he's a good man, and if all he can afford to pay is the light bill and take you out every now and then, keep that man. It's okay. It's okay. Hold on, Maritha. Hold on, Maritha. I know. You know what? Go, Maritha. What are your thoughts?
Oh God. I am so sorry. But you know, me and my daughter had a conversation before this even came out, right? And it was this guy that like my daughter, and they went to school together. So she said, he got whatever he needed to get another step up in his teaching. So I said, well, that's good. So I said, would you date a teacher? Because she's a nurse and you know, she banking, she making money. So I said, would you date a teacher? And she go, no. So I said, well, why not? He got a job. She said, no, because during the summer, I'm going to have to give him money and I'm not going to give him money. I said, well, what if he find a job, during the summer? She said, no, he got to work year round just like me. And I have always told my daughter, you don't go with potential. When he got potential as a teenager in his 20s and his late 20s, he should be trying to get himself established. Now, if you got a good paying job and you could do, and I know women that's paying their mortgage, paying everything, and you meet a guy and he's making bare minimum and you love this guy and all he can do is pay the light bill, if that's what you want, then that's what you want. However,
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. And I raised my daughter not to do it because you want someone that's your equal or just a step above that can teach you a little something. Because I feel like when you just selling for that love is good, but love don't be paying all the bills. And somebody gonna get mad because all you doing is paying the light bill and I'm paying the mortgage. I'm doing this, doing that, and all you doing is paying the light bill, and then every month you might come up a little short on that. So for me, when I heard him say that, that was like, okay, I'm teaching my daughter to teach her daughter not to settle. So that sounds like you telling me, oh, because you make this amount of money, you do this and I make this and I'm gonna just do that. No, if you want to be with me, you're gonna have to be equal or above me because the order of things is God, the man, and then the woman. So we are, it's always saying black women, we act like this and we act like that, but then you telling us to settle. So no, I would not advise any woman if that's what you like. If you find him with bobby socks and tennis shoes on, you keep him that way. But no, I don't like I like potential, but not why I struggle love. I don't like that because that's what that is to me. Struggle love.
Oh, okay. Check this out. Okay, and ladies, as you speak your piece, I need some of you to drop down, but not yet, not yet. Because we got people that are waiting in the back to come up, and I want to make sure I get to everybody. Are there black men that are specializing in these relationship talks, these podcasts, these public forums, celebrity, non-celebrity, YouTube, non-YouTube, that are attempting to groom black women to accept the bare minimum? We can start with Tyler Perry. Based on what Tyler Perry has said,
Yes. In
Yes.
my opinion, I think that what Tyler Perry said is some bull crap, first of all. And I don't think that any woman, especially younger women, should listen to that. The bottom line is that we can see from the content that he puts out that he loves to present the black woman as a woman who is struggling financially and emotionally. And somehow or another, she always is presented in his content that way. The issue that I have is that I don't understand why he thinks that he needed to speak specifically about black women. Because at the end of the day, I don't see nobody telling a blonde haired, blue eyed woman to settle for less. These young ladies graduate from college, they marry the quarterback, and they are able to do whatever they want to do. The problem is that because our young black women now have more access, have more reign on their own bodies, black men are seeing us as the enemy. Tyler Perry is the enemy. And at the end of the day, any black man who would have the audacity to sit on a stage and have the nerve to say that if a black man can only pay the electricity bill, he should be good enough. Because at the end of the day, he has said on many platforms and he has given many speeches and many sermons about his belief in faith, how God leads him. So what you cannot do, and what we as black women will not allow him to do, is throw the Bible in our faces when he wants to lead, but then not go by God's word, and then allow women to then allow a man to not lead in the household. If that man can clean the house, that man can get into hotel management and hospitality
That's
and go
right.
clock in
That's
at eight
right.
o'clock the same way I do and supervise his staff. Period.
Mm.
Black
All right.
God.
black
I'm
women
showing my
are
shoe.
pissing black men off because you're not going to tell me how I'm going to get down. You're not going to tell me how I'm going to dress. You're not going to tell me that my booty too big for this skirt. You're not going to tell me that I'm doing too much when somebody is sitting up there disrespecting me in the workplace and I'm stepping in that office saying, let's have a conversation.
Mm.
Tyler Perry is a clown. He doesn't know how to talk to his female cast. And I am sick of him and every other black man that has the audacity to sit on any platform and talk to at and about black women as if we are not the ones who stand on the front line when their bodies are on the concrete bleeding. He can shut up.
Mm.
Mm.
Girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Exactly.
Girl, hold on, y'all.
Mm.
Wait a minute.
Mm.
You preaching. You
Drop the
are
mic.
preaching,
Mm.
and you earned this one.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range.
Twerk break.
Hold on. All right. Thank
So,
you.
I want to ask a question. Would he be comfortable with his baby mama being with someone that worked at McDonald's?
Of course not. And of course he wouldn't be. He's a gazillionaire. That's let me ask. So let me go around real quick. Mildred, of course not Maritha. No, but that's what they want to give us to accept the bare minimum. Mildred, what are your thoughts?
You know what adds insult to injury to the whole thing that he did? We're the ones who got him there. Black women have been the biggest supporters of Tyler Perry. We went to all them stupid behind plays.
Mm-hmm.
We went to every movie. We supported him. We made sure he had box office success, meaning we
Mm.
were there within
Mm.
the first 3 days. Okay, just to catapult him to where he is. And then he gonna turn his big raggedy behind around and say we need to be with somebody that can pay the light bill. He's forgotten that we were the ones buying all them tickets. It's such an insult. It's such him and Madea can take a flying leap. I was ticked. I was ticked. I was like, I know. I felt really betrayed by his comment. I was like, does he really know how hurtful and what a slippery slope he's setting us up? Y'all, it was
Yeah.
bad. I was like, he actually said that. He
And I
actually
think he
said that.
meant it.
I think he means it too because he don't forgot. He's forgotten the bridge that brought him across. And I'd be damned if I watch another Tyler Perry program. I was just I was that offended by it.
Mm.
I listen, I'm gonna hop all around. Jasmine, Journey to Jasmine, what are your thoughts? And then I'm coming to you, the review hour, and then EBSQ.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna make it real quick and then get off because I'm tired. But so I'm gonna address a few things. So in regards to some refer to it as dating down or whatever. But in regards to dating someone that is not on your level, someone who can then only pay a light bill, I've seen it. One of my very best friends, she for some reason continuously dates guys who can't hold a candle to her. She has two masters, and her current boyfriend or whatever he is, or he can barely read. All her do like he's like 42 and he doesn't even have a driver's license.
Mm.
Um, you feel me? Like a bum, like a literal nobody, and just talks down to her, talks to her any kind of way. She pays all the bills. Like, it's just, why would you
Why
want
don't
to
she
put?
take the scrub?
Yes, I'm just like, and she's beautiful, has like the most banging body ever, but she don't feel that way about herself, and she's coming out of it now. Like, we have a lot of good talks, but just the fact that she ever allowed herself to get to that space is just so disheartening. Like, honestly, if we hadn't been friends for so long, ain't no way we would be friends now. But just because I just cannot see somebody go through that. But just that's the fact is, men who are not um operating at their most optimal level are flat out insufferable. A lot of them drink heavily like him. A lot of them just are abusive, whether it be verbally, physically, spiritually, mentally. Like, they are just the worst because they don't have the gumption to get up and get it for themselves. So they resent
Right.
you for being the one to have to get up and get it for everybody else. So, that's an example of how I've seen that dynamic that Tyler Perry is speaking of not work. I mean, we've seen it with the Sherry Shepherds and all the Mary J.
Mary J.
Blige.
Blige. We've
You
seen it with
know
Melody Holtz. We've seen it with
exactly.
Shirley Strawberry. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on.
Exactly. Like, that dynamic just flat out doesn't work. And it made me think about the crap that what's that good crazy girl name? Tiffany Haddish, that documentary that she's supposed to be coming out with, saying that black women need to date homeless people. I was just like, y'all, what kind of rooms are y'all like? If I'm okay, I'm not rich or anything like that, but I'm doing better than I've ever done. Like, I feel like I'm doing very well in my career. And in that elevation, the rooms have elevated too. I I don't I'm not in the same room, so I'm not meeting the guy at the gas station. I'm going to conferences and meeting guys. You know what I'm saying? And in those rooms, those guys match my income or have even more. Like, a doctor called me on Sunday morning, gave me direction on my career. Like, because I'm in the right rooms, and I feel like that's a part of the mark that's missed. You can't hang in the same circles that you used to once you start elevating. Like, we as black women, like, we're outpacing everybody. Well, there's rooms with the people that match our energy. It's just
Let me
about
ask you
getting
this
in those
real
rooms.
quick, Jasmine.
Hmm.
Um, what are your thoughts about dating a man that can only pay the light bill?
I would never. My dad would never let me. What?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
That's
No.
what we're trying to drill down to. Would you, as a professional black woman at I don't even know
Never.
your salary. That's not important. Wherever you are, based on
Hmm.
Tyler Perry's advice, a black man giving advice to a black, he said high value, high earning black women. If he can pay the light bill and if he's good to you, and if he can manage every now and then to take
No.
you out for a two piece and a pepper, that's good enough. And you
Absolutely.
say
It would
what?
never be good enough. I take
Hmm?
myself out on dates. So that would just never be good enough. I don't care if I made 13.25 an hour. If all you pay is a light bill, what good are you to my life? Like, at the end of the day,
Mm-mm.
marriage and stuff like that is a business. Why are we in business together if you cannot, like, it's not equitable.
That's
It's
that's
just
and
not.
it's the $1 million question, and that's what we trying to get. Uh, that's what we're trying to dig deep and figure out. Are black women being groomed, Penny Pool,
Mm-hmm.
to
A man is supposed to be a
accept a
provider.
bare minimum?
Yep.
A man is supposed to be a provider. If he cannot provide for me, he does not need to be with me. I can do the bare minimum by myself.
Oh,
I think
Okay?
it's a
If you
new
cannot
age
provide
hustle.
a better life for me, then I don't need to be with you. The light bill, really? That's all you can pay? A real man is supposed to be able to provide for his family. If you
He'll
can't
work
do that,
three
then keep it
jobs.
moving.
A real man will work three jobs. He wouldn't settle for that one and just sit home. He'd work three
Exactly.
jobs.
Well, it's because men now are on the space of what are you bringing to the table? And I had a conversation with one of my colleagues about this. And I was like,
who's talking right now? Who's talking? Just so I can track.
Um, Hershey. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Hershey.
And I was like, men today, I don't know when the switch happened. Because back in the day, well, my mom and my aunties, they, the men had to prove that they were worthy enough to take you as their wife. They
Mm-hmm.
had to prove to your parents or anybody else that I got stuff together so I can marry your daughter, change her last name to mine, and she don't have to go to no other man for nothing. I got this. You had to prove that. So I don't know when the switch happened to where men, grown men, have the audacity to look you in your face and tell you, what do you bring to the table? Negro, I am the table. What are you talking about? Everything that you bring to me, I multiply. Everything that you bring to the table, I multiply. And I try that. Oh, I see the potential in him. So I'm a deal. I'm gonna try to work with this black man because I see the potential. I can see it. That's why I got the beautiful little girl that you see on this picture right now. However, getting older, I realize you can't fall in love with potential. What are you bringing now? What are you got
Exactly.
going now? What goals are you having now? And I think it's because a lot of us are scared to be alone. We are scared to be alone because we have had this thing on our head that if we don't have a man, we're not complete. Baby, nobody can make me come better than me. And if
Oh,
I can take my
oh,
and if
Now
I
that's a
can
word.
and if I can take care of myself and my child, before you come along, please understand this. I'm not on Section 8 or any public assistance. No, no shade to the ones that are, because I'm trying to get on your level in some type of way because I need some help. Okay. But if I can do it on my own, no, you cannot come in my house. There's a lot of dates that I have turned out because grown men, I'm talking about in their 30s and 40s, oh, well, you want to come over to my house and chill or you want to do this? No, I don't. I don't want to go in your house. No, I don't. If that's your conversation, I already know I don't want to talk to you
hold on. Let
because
me
I
ask
already
you
see where your
something.
head
Hold
is
on. Wait. Is it grown men or is it grown black men? Ponder.
at.
Don't answer
Grown,
that. I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna come back to
because,
that.
but I'm going to tell you, Queen Sheba, I'm going to be really honest. And I might get some shade for this, but the most respected I ever been was with a man that was not black. Yes, I've dated outside my race. And I have gotten more respect from a non black man than I've had from my own black men, and it's hurtful. And I was once thinking it was because I'm a darker woman. Maybe it's, maybe this or that. But no, it's just the tides have shifted, and men want you to. I'm not saying a man has to make entirely more than me, but what I'm saying is if you cannot take care of our household, what are we doing?
All right.
What
Pause
are we
there.
doing?
Pause there. EBSQ. Thank you for waiting. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Um, okay, to answer your question, if a man can only play a light bill, I'm not sure why he's even dating. You need to get your money right. I mean, that just makes no sense to me whatsoever that you would even actually ask somebody on a date whenever you know in your head that you could only contribute to the light bill of the living establishment that you're in. But to me, it's a bigger issue because I've been watching YouTube for maybe continuously last like maybe 3 or 4 years, and there's a rhetoric that's going on that's it's like pointed directly at black women, and I didn't really understand why because we never talked about black women being aggressive or um, needing to be submissive or ask somebody what they need to bring to the table. And it seems like because black women are more educated, higher earners, starting their own business, and very vocal about what they're demanding as far as respect and money, financial wise too, that it's like a threat. And I'll let you ponder on where that threat's coming from. But it seems like Black men are being used via YouTube and podcasts as a way to basically break our self esteem down so that we believe that we deserve less than. And because even what Tyler Perry says, it makes no sense. Why would you, as a higher earner, actually date someone who makes so little in comparison to you? But it's just something we need to think about because I feel like we have a bullet with a bullet's eye, I think that's what it's called, on us, and we're being attacked at all different angles, and you have to ask yourself why that is.
All right. Thank you, Queen. Let's go to the review hour.
Hey, well, I was sitting here thinking about what you asked, and as far as Tyler Perry goes, I think, and others like him, especially that would make that type of statement. I think we, as far as Black women, I think that we have allowed these men to have the authority to even speak on us, to tell us what we can wear, whether how to wear our hair, what we need to do to get a man, what we're not doing to keep a man. And I think because of that, he feels he has the right to speak. And then there are so many other Black men, just like the young lady said, they're on these podcasts. They actually think they have a right to school us and tell us what we are, what we're not, and what we should do in order to have a man or in order to be happy. So I think it starts with us. We got to take that authority away. We got to let them know when it happens. You don't have the right to speak on us. You don't tell me who to be with and what to allow them to pay. You have no right to do that. And so when
Do
I
y'all feel
heard,
like it's an attempt to humble Black women? The review hour, somebody said that they feel like it's an attempt to humble Black women. Do you feel that?
Mm-mm.
I think it goes deeper than that. I think it's an attempt to break a Black.
Ooh,
Mhm. To keep us bonded, to keep us under their foot,
Yes,
to
to
keep
break.
control over us.
And so I think it goes a little deeper than humbling us because I think we are we're humble women,
Yes,
uh,
right.
and that has been forever.
Hmm.
But I think it goes deeper than that. And when we hear men, I don't even like to hear men speak on us, speak on how we
Right.
wear our hair. And, like one young lady spoke about how we look in clothes, if our butts are too big, if we need to do this or we don't do that. Don't speak on me unless it's,
oh, that's good. Keep going. I'm just amening from the crowd.
and so that's just my opinion on it. Because when I heard Tyler Perry say it, I just looked at him like, who gave you the right to speak on Black women and tell them what they should accept? To me, it seems as if you're telling me to uh, ignore that this man doesn't have any aspirations. Just
Mm.
ignore it. And he doesn't have a right to say that to anybody, especially speaking on a large platform.
Yeah.
You know, where you don't have that right to do that. Say
Well, he
that
said
to
he didn't
your,
care. He said, "I may catch flack, but I don't care. Imma say it anyway." And when somebody
yeah.
say, "Imma say it anyway," they've made the choice. I wanna switch gears because I wanna give you the opposite of a Tyler Perry. Since we have some millennials on stage. I wanna give you an antithesis of a message from millennial men about how Black women should be careful. Let's take a look. I wanna show you, and then for the rest of you that did not answer the Tyler Perry question, I want you to chime in on this one. Let me know when y'all can see my screen. If you can, I am going to hit play. Can y'all see it?
It's
Yeah.
buffering.
All right, let's go.
Women have the same situation sometimes, especially when you get leaked. People always talking about gold digging women. In 2023, it's an epidemic of dudes trying to come up on women.
For sure.
For sure. This doesn't just apply to men. It goes both ways.
That's a bar. People don't think about.
No, they don't.
Women really in most relationships are the breadwinners.
Today, yeah.
Nobody talks
That's
about
what I'm
that.
saying. In 2023,
Like
women running it up for real.
Bro, girls spending 700 on their hair, 200 on their nails, still got the car.
Yep.
Bro, they spending a bag.
No, women spent bags, bro.
And they still managing it okay. But it's just like, it's the fact that you're doing it. And there's a lot of women who manage their money very fucking well. Ladies, y'all gotta be careful, man.
Because it's some grimy dudes out here. They watching y'all Instagrams. They like, damn, she taking this trip. She buying this. She buying that. Do she got a man? If she ain't got no man, I'm finna try to bag her because she finna blow this bread on me.
Facts.
And they ain't got nothing going for them.
Nothing.
They can't even get no crib on their own. They ain't got no car for real. They got hella debt, but they you to come up. And it's the thing about putting all your information on the internet, because if I'm looking to get at a girl or whatever, and I know everything she like, I know her favorite restaurants, I know what happened in her past relationships, I know what her favorite place to travel, I know everything about her because she posts everything.
Yep.
It makes it so much easier for me to get her.
Yes.
I know what attracts her. I know how to mirror her. I know to say, oh, she like this kind of guy. Let me be that. If I'm a piece of shit dude that's trying to come up,
so
it's a dirty game. Women.
Whoa, whoa,
100.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Look at this. Complete opposite. The young men, the young millennials are holding it down, telling women what Tyler Perry should have been saying. Be careful. There are men out there preying on you.
Yes.
You are the come up. You are the prize. And there's some lazy ass men that are looking at you to take care of them. Come on now. Okay. Myasia, if I may, and I'm saying it wrong, what are your thoughts? And Maritha, we come to you next and we're going to do a round table.
He's absolutely correct. He's absolutely correct. That's the dynamics. I know, at least for a lot of those in my age group, that's the dynamics, because the men that we have access to, they don't measure up. They just don't. They don't have it in them. Even on the college campuses, there's one black young man to every 7 girls. So I completely agree with what he said. I just think it's time for black women to expand their options and date out, because you do need someone that's equal on your level. I've been there, done that with dating. Yeah. I've been there, done that. I've dated guys that were financially below me, and it is miserable. It's a miserable relationship. He acts like he's okay with it in the beginning, but eventually that ego takes over and he becomes jealous of you. And then he starts mistreating you because you are successful. Then he's throwing your degree in your face and telling you you think you're better and all of this stuff. You can't build a man. You can't, ladies. I just want everyone to know that, especially women, black women, you can't help them. Sometimes you got to leave people at the bottom. You can't help them. You can't save them. It's not your job to save them. But I totally agree with them. A lot of these men are looking for come ups, and they're
They're
trying
looking
to
for
come up off
mothers.
the backs of a woman. They are.
Maritha,
That's
that's
really
good.
going
Thank
on
you,
today.
Malaysia. I may. Did I say it right?
It's my
I
Shame, but that's no problem.
I'm gonna get it right the next time you come up here. I'm gonna keep practicing tonight,
They're
girl.
looking for
Yes,
mothers.
ma'am.
Yeah, Maritha, the young men have spoke. You would think that Tyler Perry would deliver that level of a message that those young men brought, but instead he's telling black women it's okay if all he can pay is a light bill. Where these young men are saying, no, y'all better be careful. It's a dirty, cold game. They looking at you. You are the food chain. They are looking to come in your house, eat your food, get your money. What are your thoughts, Maritha?
Well, it was a time not too long ago that women, I would say that when black women would do exactly what Tyler Perry said. But the most feared species on earth is a black, educated, well spoken woman. We are disliked by our own. therefore by and the others see how our own treat us. And I think maybe in the last maybe 20, 25 years, I have seen how black women say, you know what, bump it. If I gotta do all this, I can do it, and I can do it by myself. And just like the other person said, sometimes it's always good to date outside of your race to see how that goes. You know, um, because I'm telling you what he said about the hair and the nails and all of that. I have a daughter that spends that type of money not only on her hair and nails, but also on her daughters. And when you just being with somebody who can only pay the light bill, that means you got to buy his clothes. That means you're buying the grocery. That means you're paying the mortgage, you're paying your car insurance, and heaven forbid you got to buy him a bus pass to get to work.
His
So
deodorant, his
you,
socks,
you buying it. It's
toothbrush,
like you're taking care
everything.
of your child. You're taking care of your man child.
Well, that's
And
your son at that point. That's your
that
son.
at some point that's your son. And you know what, I so admire the young black women now because they are not their mother's mother, and they are doing it the way that they want to do it, and they don't have a problem in telling a man, if you can't meet me where I am, or you a couple of steps ahead of me, look, do you see what I'm driving? Do you see you have to talk in the intercom before you even come in my community or even get in my building? Do you see what I got going on? So, I admire that in a woman. I love that in a woman. And I love for women to be able, when a man say, what you bring to the table, I am the table. So why would I have to bring anything to the table? Because I am the table. So, and sometimes when I think about these men of late, I blame the mama.
Ooh, hold that thought. Oh, Maritha, that's a good
Can
one.
I
Let
add
that
something real
marinate.
quick? Can I
Yeah, go
add
ahead.
something
Go
real
ahead and
quick?
do it. LaDon is next. Or is that LaDon?
Yep.
Okay,
No
somebody
problem.
wanted to jump in, and then LaDon, you're next.
I want to add to what Maritha just said. Yes, you can blame the mother to a certain extent because black mothers are known to coddle their sons. However, let's blame the black man as well because he failed because he wasn't even present to school his son. And he probably wasn't present to school his son because he wasn't up to par as a man either. So I think that black women get a lot of flack for what these young
That's a
men
good
do.
call out. The car alarms are going out.
So
Going out. Going out.
I think that black women get a lot of backlash for being single mothers and how these boys end up turning out. But the real blame is the on the absent fathers who wasn't there to help raise the boys into men as well.
Let me
And
ask
just
you this.
one,
Do black women
mhm,
get blamed for being single mothers, or do
they
black
do.
women get blamed for not picking the right
It's
man?
both. Both.
Both.
Both.
I've heard it both.
Both.
And you have to
Both.
understand what you're in proximity to. A lot of black women, you're growing up in poverty. Everybody broke. So what you have to choose from, you got to go to the next city or go to the city area where the men are in suits, right? But most of us don't know how to pick men because a lot of us wasn't taught. So we got to learn through trial and error. There's more Pookies and Ray Rays running around than there are men with suits. Mind you, black women outnumber black men, of course, and the statistics prove that. The black men ain't getting married like that these days. They ain't
And
getting
if
married
black
like
women
that.
know
Hold
that,
on.
why are black women continuing to have unprotected sex, giving these men child after child after child?
They
Well,
got
let's
low
be,
self-esteem.
Low
well, let's be
self-esteem.
clear. Some of the men in suits ain't worth a dog in a fight either.
They're not.
Martel Holt is an example of a man, a beautiful man in a suit that ain't worth a dog in a fight. Okay,
And
like
they
you can. It
But
all depends.
Melody built him up though, because he would have been
Exactly.
busted and disgusted without her. He would have been like the rest of them running around.
Exactly,
Um,
and that's exactly
But
what I'm talking about when it
it's
comes
Marlene.
to when a man wants to come up off a woman. I mean, at the end of the day, sneaking your credit card under the table to him so he can pay for the dinner and stuff like that, so you don't look embarrassed. We need to stop doing that. Hold these men accountable. We've been and even when I look at Love and Marriage Huntsville, and the one thing these men always say, cover me. You supposed to protect me. You supposed to not say this. You're not supposed to say that. I have family members that I always say, you are more mad that I said this happened than the fact that it happened. Get mad at yourself. Don't tell me what to cover up or what not to hold you accountable for. I'm not sneaking my credit card up under the counter because you ain't got no money. I'm not doing that. If you gonna be embarrassed, you just gonna be embarrassed. If you can't pay the light bill, I'm not finna sit. First of all, if you can't pay
Calm
these bills
down.
in this house, let me tell you something. I can't get moist because I
Mm.
cannot be sexual when my light's about to get cut off. I cannot be aroused when I'm about to get evicted. I'm sorry. Poverty does not
Mm.
turn me on. So if and white women, Asian women, all these different type of women, none Puerto Rican women, none of them get any slack about not about settling with somebody because especially with white women, if you lose your job, you about to lose your woman. So why can't black women be on the same pedestal? What you trying to tell me? I'm just as good as them. And if you cannot handle your stuff as a man, trust and believe. If I got to take care of you as like you're my son, I'm gonna talk to you like you my son, and you're not gonna like that. Cause if I walk up in the house, I'm gonna be like, "Why these dishes ain't done? You've been in front of the TV all day, and you could, yeah, it's gonna be you gonna be mad, cause you're gonna be like, how you talking to me? I'm a man. No, you not. You my dependent. I can put you on my taxes. So no.
Oh my God. So listen, to answer your question of why other women don't have to go, other women of different races do not have to go through that. They don't go through that. They know they don't have to go through that. They understand that from, I'm not going to even say adolescence. They understand that from a young age. I don't know if you all have watched this season of Love is Blind, one of the hottest shows out on Netflix. First of all, they have to date each other from behind a pod. But on this season, they show, what's going to happen. And one of the guys goes to one of the girls' homes and he has to sit and talk to her father, who's a white man. And he says, I get this whole love is blind thing, but love needs a roof. And sometimes love wants to fly first class.
Hmm.
I'm going to leave that there.
Mm.
And that's how
Hmm.
white women are raised, to never accept the bare minimum. That with
Hmm.
a man's responsibility is to take care of you. And if he cannot take care of you, you cannot be with him. Period, point blank. And her father reiterated that I get this love stuff and you want my daughter to float on cloud nine, but that's not the reality of it. Let me bring you back down to earth because she needs a roof over her head. And sometimes she may want to fly first class. Can you do that?
Hmm.
All right.
Mm.
LaDawn.
Mm.
LaDawn, what are your thoughts?
That that was deep.
Go ahead.
And
That was
the show was
really
threat.
deep.
That's right.
That's what we should get back to. But I believe, and I agree with the lady that just spoke. We gotta stop allowing these men to get away with stuff. But there's a lot of women that have low self esteem and they're in competition with the next woman. So they don't want to take advice from a woman, but they'll go on those podcasts and listen to those men in them tight suits showing their chests, right? And they're going to listen to men who ain't women, who don't think like women, that don't have the same emotion as women, tell them what they should be to be for another man. It's like training and brainwashing, and they pay for those sites and they go there, and it's sad they don't have self-esteem, you know. And I think that if us women hold them accountable and just like she said, be right up front with it. I ain't dealing with that. After a certain age, okay, when Mel and Hotel started, yeah, they was in college, okay, they had a dream. They did start a business together. It was, but after a certain age, 30 years old, you should have your own apartment. You should have a car. You should have a steady job and a dream. You know what I mean? And it's never acceptable for a man to have one job and his woman is making more money than him and they're still struggling or whatever, even if they wasn't. If a woman can have a baby and go to work the next week, a man can have three jobs. I come from a big family. My grandmother had 17 kids by one man. My grandfather had a third grade education and one eye, and he had a trade.
Oh, wow.
He knew brick mason. He built monuments still standing in Boston. Okay. And he handed his check over every week. My grandmother was never on welfare. She was never, none of that. And she took care of her grandkids. My mother was on drugs, so she raised us. And he turned his check over. And the men in my family are like that too. They take care of their women and they protect the women in their family. Don't nobody better not say nothing slick to us, no man anyway, you know? But I think it starts and ends with the women as individuals and accepting not accepting that and accept more for themselves. Think know that
I
they
agree.
worth more. Point blank period. If you know you're worth more, then you're gonna tolerate better.
Wait a
And
minute, hold up. We got Melody Cherie checking all the way in from Paris, France, Queens. Wait a minute. This is how we do it.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, girl, you pushing through. This queen is in Paris about her
Mhm.
business bossing up. I wish she would just date a man that could pay the light bill.
Okay,
You
no,
get
it's
what
not
I'm saying?
acceptable.
I
It's
wish
not
any
She
woman
acceptable.
would.
would.
I wish any woman would marry a man who just paid, who just paid the light bill.
I'll be
Yeah,
Because
get somebody
this is
to
not.
do it.
We're not living in that time. I dated a man way long time ago. That when I went to work in the mornings, he would be on the sofa. He would be in bed. When I came home from work, he would be on the sofa. And I did not say anything for a while. I just did not say anything for a while. However, when he did go to work and when he came home from work, everything I owned that was in that apartment, everything my daughter owned that was in that apartment was gone. And when I went back to get my bed, he said, you're not gonna take nothing else out of here. I said, I'm taking what's mine. And we had bought this beautiful glass table together. And I said, I'm gonna get the glass table too. He said, well, I don't know how you're gonna get it. I said, I either break it up into a gazillion pieces or you give me my half of the money. I say, but I'm up out of here. I can't, I don't live, I was not raised like that. And I was not going to live like that. And when my daughter grew up and left to go to college, these are the words I said to her. Don't get nobody less than you. If you get a man and he can't take you to the restaurants that you taking yourself to, then that's not the man that you need. If you want to go to McDonald's, it's okay. That's only if that's what you want. But don't ever date someone that cannot do for you what you do or better. I bought my daughter first diamond ring, and I said, "Your next diamond is on you." And if that man can't buy a diamond bigger than the one that you bought and I bought, that's not the man for you.
Period.
So I don't care what people, how they say, "Oh, you raised your daughter to be like that," for sure,
And
for
did
sure.
and did. Yes,
And
I
for
did.
sure. And
Because
whenever, because my mama told me, here's 20, during the time that I was growing up, here, $30. Keep this in your pocket, because if it ain't like you want it to be, you call you a cab and you go home.
I love it.
So
I love it.
that's how I was raised. So that's what I told my daughter. Cause see that struggle love that might sound romantic. I don't want to struggle. I ain't never liked the struggle. I ain't never had like to really struggle. And do you think I'm gonna struggle with a man? Cause see, I'm gonna be getting up mad in the morning
And times are
going to a
No, no,
job.
I gotta go
different.
around. Hold that thought. Let me go to MJ. She's been waiting very patiently. But look, Melody is checking in. She says it's 5:50 a.m. in Paris, France. I appreciate you dropping by, Queen. Please have a nice cup of Paris coffee for me and a croissant. Tell us how those croissants taste, okay? Because I'm a coffee and a croissant girl, and we want to know: are they heavier? Are they crispier? More buttery?
Buttery.
Give me some details. I'm a foodie. And not only that, we got MJ coming up. And thank you, Lala, for tuning in from the UK. MJ, and then Penny Pool, and then Hershey. MJ, you're up next. What are your thoughts, Queen?
Hi, Queen Sheba. Hi, ladies. Thank you for having me. So I wrote in the chat that is more insidious than we think, and just keep an open mind. I have come to the conclusion that we are in the Gilded Age again. The Gilded Age happened in the US back in the 1870s to the 1900s, where we have very huge life events that changed the narrative of progressive area, or people were actually making a whole lot of wealth, or they were in destitute. Um, I'm not sure if anybody have seen this summit with a billionaire named Tim Gurner, an Australian billionaire. He's pretty much getting slack because he let out what was kept silent. He actually said it out loud that these countries and society is now trying to bring the pain on the masses because they need people to go back to work. He feels that people think that these companies is supposed to be grateful to them when it's supposed to be the other way around. So they're actually purposely trying to increase the unemployment rate for people to have to be in pain, destitute, and everything. So in my mindset, there eventually are we're going to the era where it's going to be the survival of the fittest. You are going to have to compete to even survive in this world now. You cannot be half-assed. You can't, excuse my language, you can't do the bare minimum. And that's why I believe that Tyler Perry came out as a billionaire to say something directly towards Black women, because he also mentioned that even though Black men make more than Black women have more money than Black men. So they're not producing what they need to produce to survive. So now, once again, Black women are being called to hold on to the community again. Once again, we are being called to be the cleanup ladies. And this is why you have billionaires like him and Islan Aran telling Ebony Williams that she needs to date a bus driver. This is why all your intuition that's telling you that is an actual campaign, even a media campaign for Black women to quote unquote settle, is for a reason. And I implore all my sisters, do not fall into the trap again.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
That was
Mm-mm.
good ass information. Thank you,
That's
Queen. That
right.
was powerful. I just want
Thank
that to sink
you.
in for a second, because a lot of times when we talk, we go. I just want to give that a quick 2-3 seconds to sink in for you to take what applies, throw out what doesn't. But you are on to something. TD Jakes did say. So whether you're a believer, not believer, whatever you want to, he did say from a spiritual realm that Black people, you need to be careful by 2050, or I think it's 2050 or 2055, Black people will be at zero average income. There
Absolutely.
there will be no middle class. It's either the haves or the have-nots. And the way we are trending, when he's saying Black people, he's not talking about you individually. He's talking about the majority. When they are extracting data and statistics, the way we are trending is to the bottom as a whole. We're not talking about what you are doing on your own. We're saying when they're gathering those statistics and putting you in those buckets down. Great information, MJ. Penny Pool, what are your thoughts on anything you want to cover? We got 5 minutes, y'all. We got to wrap it up. Penny Pool, what are your thoughts? And then we're going to go to the top row really quickly.
Okay. My thoughts are, I feel kind of, because I'm 50 years old, but I feel like I'm a traditional woman. So my thing is, I have no problem staying at home. So I feel like a man should pretty much be able to hold down the household because I'm working now. I'm a single mother. I have two grown children. I worked the whole time I had my children. So I'm at the point now I don't want to work. So if I had a man and he was going to pay the bills, I don't want to work. I want the option of working because I want to, not because I have to. That's how I feel.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Queen. Let me see. Hershey, what are your thoughts?
Oh, um, this I have a I remember when I was looking at Roots, the Next Generation. Y'all gonna like look. I'm a little younger, but like I said, I've been around older people all my life. So yes, I've seen all those types of movies and documentaries. But I remember one of the guys. He wanted to marry this Alex Haley mama, I believe. He wanted to marry her, but he didn't have the job that he wanted. And he told his friend, he was like, I'm not making what I need to make. I need to make something happen because I want to marry this woman and I have to have something to let her father know that I can take care of her. He already knew what he was doing and the money that he was making was not enough to step to her and her father to say, I want to take this woman hand in marriage. I don't know where the shift happened. Like I said before previously, I don't know where the shift happened in this generation where the struggle of and stand by it don't work because personally a personal experience I remember I was telling my child's father, look, what do you want to do? I'm going for my nursing. I already have a decent job. What do you want to do? I can hold down the bills for whatever till you get what you got, and then we can switch places and I can finish up my nursing. He didn't want to even do that. So we cannot pigeonhole ourselves to, oh, well, he's a good black man, Savannah. He loves you. He rubs your feet. Look, I go to the Asian lady to the shop to get my feet rubbed and painted and all like that. I don't need that. I need a man that can lead my family. That's what I need. And so black women don't need to feel like we we gold diggers. First of all, to be gold diggers, you have to have some gold. Most black men out here don't have any gold. So how can I be a gold digger? To want a man that is actually a man. And yeah, a lot of the stuff falls on black women, but where are the fathers? Where are the old uncles that are real, that teaches you how to be a man to let you know, son, you might not want to keep eating at that lady house and she feeding you red stuff all the time. You might not want to do. These young men don't know nothing about that at this point. They don't know anything. Women don't know anything. The younger generation really don't know anything too much unless they had an older mother or some aunties around. Because I have aunties that if I have a man that I'm sleeping next to every night and then I'm calling her to say, well, I need something on the lights or I need to borrow some money, they will tell you, I'm not giving you no, don't you sleep with a man every night?
Exactly.
Don't you sleep next to a man? You need to get off my phone. What's going on? That's the family type that I just was raised like that. Like a man's supposed to be able to take care of. That's why my mom did not like my child's father. The first thing she said before I even really introduced them, she looked at him and she said, wherever you got him from, take him back and run.
Wow.
That's exactly what she said. And I'm sitting here like, Mama, you just don't like nobody. But I wish I would have listened because she was dead on. She was dead on it.
All
And
right.
black women don't know we don't have to settle. For what?
I
Why do
agree.
we have to settle? Why are we like I said before, if you lose your job and you with an Asian woman, a white woman, a Puerto Rican woman, any type of woman, you automatically know you finna lose her in a couple of months if you don't get back on your grind and your hustle. But we are expected to hold him down and he's don't do those black men like that, but they'll leave you for somebody that ain't even worth your caliber. Do we
I
have
agree.
any?
Hold that
Do
thought,
we have
Hershey.
any
Hershey.
examples?
No. Hold that thought. I think that's great. I gotta go to the next two people. I am right at time. I just want to make sure we get everybody in before we end, and then I'll give you all about 30 seconds to finish your final thoughts. Hold that thought. Remember where you are. Let's go to Mildred.
Okay. This is actually going to be my final thought. I'm going to say,
Okay.
ladies,
Okay, that's cool. And then we'll go back to okay.
don't settle. Don't lower your standards. Don't listen to the hype and the foolishness. Be an equal opportunity dater if you have to. Don't let them tie you down and make you feel guilty. If in your dating pool is shallow, go where you, what I say, belong. Okay? Don't sit there and try to fit in with that foolishness. Go where you belong. And ladies, we know we are the higher earners right now. A lot of us are. Let's just say this. Sometimes the best man for the job is the woman. That's okay. But you can be with yourself, not by yourself. And don't let them try to tell you you lonely, because you don't have to be lonely just because you don't have a man. You don't have to be lonely. That's not true either. So that's my final thoughts with that.
All right. Thank you, Queen. LaDawn, we go on to you. Try to keep it at 2 minutes or lower. Y'all, we got to wrap it up. I'm at time. And then I'm going to give the other ladies a little bit time to give their final thoughts. LaDawn, what are your thoughts?
All right, I agree with Mildred. My final thoughts are, I also, I never thought about dating out of, my race. I never did, but I'm a widower now, young widower, and I've been watching my friends, my relatives, and seeing what's out there. And I'm even tempted to go outside my race because I'm not going to box myself in. I'm not settling. I'm too old. I'm not no build to bear project. My grandfather and grandmother have been married for 60 something years. And I asked them, how did it last through all the things that y'all had to go through? And she said, because we didn't try to change each other. He changed the things he needed to be better for the family. And I did the same. And that's just what it is, being honest with what you deserve and what you're going to be happy with and what you're going to accept. That's it.
All right. I appreciate it.
Mhm.
Aretha Gray, give us your final thoughts in 30 seconds or less.
Okay, I'm gonna do the best I can.
And look, I'm going to call
Um,
it bye-bye.
you know, when I was growing up, it was always this one aunt who would say things like what the lady said. If you call yourself got a man and you got to come and ask her or your mama for anything, she would say, don't do that. That's not cute. You got a man. Go to your man and ask your man for those things. Sometimes we need to step back and listen at the older women, how ask them questions. Because see the grandmas and and your mom. I question my mom. I ask my mom questions. My daughter questioned me. She asks me questions. And if you feel like you want to marry or be in a relationship with a man that's only going to do the bare minimum, then that's okay if that's what you want. When things are not working the way you think they should work, then there's no one that you can blame but yourself. However, for me, it just it don't fly for me. I'm going to be who I am, and I'm not going to dim my light to make yours shine. So I'm never going to let your insecurities interfere with what I got going on. So I'm going to always be true to myself and try to help my daughter and my granddaughter to see it is not thinking like a man, is being who you are and being comfortable with being who you are. So
Amen.
that's that for me.
Thank you. And then Hershey, 30 seconds or less. Give us your final thoughts. And then, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try my best.
No, 30 seconds or less. I got to
No,
go,
I no
y'all. I got
no 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 no. I'm dead serious. I'm gonna try my best. um,
y'all making me laugh.
Black women, we amazing. We are amazing. We are beautiful in all shapes and sizes and all colors and hairdos and everything like that. Don't let these Archie Pro Negroes half wearing pants, tight wearing pants, half a Bridget pants, whatever men make us think that we have to settle for anything than the best. Because like I said, I can't respect no man that is not taking care of his household. I just can't do it. I'm gonna treat you like my dependent, then you're gonna feel disrespected. So it don't even make no sense to even go that route. And like I said before, nobody makes me come better than me, so I'm not afraid to be alone until I get to what I want in a person, and that person want what they want in me. That's it.
Amen. And look, I didn't realize that I skipped you, Penny Pool. I'll give you 60 seconds.
Well, my final thought is this. I'm just, like I said, sometimes you need to listen to the older women in your family if they're in a relationship, because the worst thing that you can do is listen to someone who's not in a successful relationship to give you advice. But a mother knows. And if your mother saw something in that man that wasn't right, you should have listened. Because I do the same thing with my son. I tell my son all the time things, he don't listen, and then he ends up coming back, Mom, I should have listened to you. So always listen to older women who are giving you advice. Good advice. If they're telling you something crazy, don't listen to them. But if it's good advice, always listen.
Amen. Thank you. MJ, take us home. 30 seconds or less.
I say thank you very much for having me. And I would just say, Black women, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're brilliant, and the world is yours. And I will say the best response sometime will be no response. It's trigger culture is very lucrative. And the exploitation of Black women has been going on for a very long time. So I think we need to stop filling their pockets with our pain and our frustration, and move more in silence. They don't need to know what we are thinking. They don't need to know what our next move is. Thank you for having me.
No, I love you. I mean, I love it. I'm sorry, I love you. I love you too. You see, I'm rooted in love up here down to the
Thank you
bellows
so
of my
much. Thank
spirit.
you.
No, thank you. I got, listen, whether it's one or 1,000, let me honor my super chats because that's the kind of woman I am, point blank, period. And before I do, y'all, hold on, let me honor my super chat because I don't want to skip anybody because all of it is appreciated. So give me 1 second to tee up my little thank you, and then we gonna be out here if I can find it. Oh, here we go. All right, hold on. Give me one.
Run it up, 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 run it up. Money comes first, ain't no runners up.
I'm so high like a addict. I'm different, yeah.
Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Run it up, run it up, run it up. Money comes first, ain't no runners up. Riding when it's fall with the spring and the summer.
Yes, I want to thank you all that donated tonight to new members, y'all. This was a hell of a conversation. We stayed up late. I know y'all got to go to work, but I knew we could pull it off because tomorrow's Friday. So you tell your boss or your supervisor if you get in late, say Queen Shaper said I could, bro. Don't trip on me. I was hanging out with the Palace last night, and I look forward to talking to you all again. If you have any topics that you would like for us to cover, do not hesitate to DM me. Post it on the wall. Share it openly and freely. It's the Palace here, honey. So with the live panels, remember, you run the show. Don't be shy. Everybody's welcome. And thank you, Felicia. Yes, for the last minute super chat that came through. We appreciate it, Queen. And we also want to thank you, Cheryl Bryant, for showing us love in the Palace with another super chat. And welcome to new member. You guys, I have almost 500 paying members behind the wall, and we have a hell of a time, honey. If you missing out, that's on you, not me, baby. It's only $3.99 to join. So if you haven't already, click that join the button. click that join button to become an exclusive member behind the walls because we go there. And at the end of the night, God bless you all. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your weekend. And we will be back again next week. Run it up, baby. Bye.